Next on Vox Africa, Aanu Michael brings you unique showcases on Nigeria. Welcome to the 411 on Vox Africa. It is a very, very exciting episode today. I'm telling you, I have my girl in the house with me, Ayanda, from Sharing Life with Ayanda. And this is going to be a great, great episode because we are collaborating on this special edition of the 411, yeah? Ayanda, how are you doing?
I'm good, darling. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's such an honor to have me in your show.
Yes,
wow.
I know.
This is fantastic.
Awesome,
First
right?
time ever. Two shows collaborating together. Wow.
Well, sit back and enjoy 411 viewers because this is a special edition episode. You know, it's not just me in the house today. Today, we are going to be talking to High Commissioner Lulu Mnguni, that is the High Commissioner of South Africa to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I can't wait to start, girl.
Excited.
Yes.
I can't even talk again. Go ahead, girl.
All right, sir. Thank you so very much for having you on the show. I am so excited. Thank you for coming on the 411.
Thank you very much for having us.
And I love your attire. What attire is this?
No, it's South African, you know, taking it from our leader, Nelson Mandela, so we like wearing our shirts.
Great, 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 great. Now, I want to ask a question concerning a Nigerian-South African, you know, relation. When you're thinking, okay, as a High Commissioner to Nigeria, do you think that we are nesting, you know, everything that we can, you know, between the two countries, talking about how we are interrelating, talking about, you know, skill, you know, interrelations now, tourism, expertise, technological know-how, you know, do you think we are really nesting as much as we should be nesting?
Well, I think so. We have no choice because we have, our relations are time-tested and we have to make sure that we sustain them for the sake of our two peoples and, of course, for the sake of our continent. And I think we are succeeding in doing this. If we have to reflect on what happened in the past 3 months when now President Zuma came to visit his counterpart, President Buhari, what they committed themselves to in trying to make sure that our relations grow both politically and economically, and how they committed themselves in working together in driving the development of our continent. We really, I think we are having it right, and we have the Binational Commission, which of course is responsible in monitoring and also harnessing this process of building the relationship between the two. And of course now we've escalated it to a higher level of the two heads of state, because it was at the level of the Deputy President and the Deputy President of South Africa and of course of Nigeria. But now we have decided that from, of course, what our leaders decided, that now it must go to the level of the two presidents. This clearly indicates how serious we are. You know, of course, at business level also we're doing well. South Africans and Nigerians are linking up. So, and we see our relations as mutually beneficial, as symbiotic.
What about solid mineral? I mean, I'm sure that there is so much that we can learn, you know, from South Africa on solid minerals. It's one of the major deals under the Buhari administration. Do you think that there is a lot of, you know, borrowed knowledge that we can get from you?
Well, I think so. We are managing to really work together in helping each other diversify. We have experience in the field of solid minerals because we have an experience of nearly 200 years. And it is an experience we want to bring to Nigeria so that then we make sure that Nigeria's mineral resources are translated into jobs, are translated into wealth that is going to improve the quality of life of the people of Nigeria. So I think we are succeeding. We've just had a visit from our Department of Minerals and Development working with the Nigerians in that field. And of course, we are going to make sure that we strengthen that pillar of the economy and of course, move away from relying a lot on oil.
So, Your Excellency, talking about terrorism, what advice would you give to Nigerian government, and how do I go about with the partnership with private sector and the government?
Well, South Africa is rich in its diversity. It's rich in terms of, we go to Cape Town, it has got its own weather, it has got its own beauty. You go to Durban, you go to Mpumalanga, wildlife, etc. And this is what we want to share with our Nigerians, because we feel that Nigeria is not using that potential in the field of tourism to its maximum. Because there are a lot of things. Culturally, Nigeria is rich. It is rich in terms of the different types of environment which we find in the country. So look at South Africans. We are making a lot of money in tourism, you know, and tourism is a resilient pillar of any economy. I've worked in Mauritius, I've worked in Seychelles, and I've seen what tourism can do and how resilient tourism is. Because sometimes in Mauritius, you would find that textile industry and agriculture are not performing that well. But tourism would do just that, making sure that the economy is sustained. So now we believe that the Nigerian government must work together with private business to try and set up certain things that can profile the tourism industry.
Let's talk about, what you love about Nigeria. I mean, you've been here for a while. There must be some qualities in this country that you're just thinking, oh my God, I'm so in love with this country. What do you love?
In Nigeria, I'm sure I have heard also Dr. Posa, Mrs. Posa. All of us are really taken aback about the friendliness of the people. Well, of course, this we learned about it in action when we engage in common struggle. The way Nigerians opened their doors for us and how they worked hard in making sure that the international community comes to rally behind us in our struggle against apartheid. We know that sometimes the Nigerians had to take strong positions against certain companies that were supportive of apartheid and, of course, investing in South Africa. This clearly indicates that Nigerians are people who are able to realize themselves as existing because we as South Africans also live as human beings. You see, they said without them, us being human beings, treated and living as human beings in South Africa, then they cannot realize their humanity. So they had to give a lot. I mean, also to defy border differences between, geographical differences between us. Because at some stage, Nigerians came to say, well, if South Africans are being oppressed because of their being black in South Africa, then we are also South Africans. Yes. We are part of the frontline states. And you must know that now, at that time, being friends to us was not a fashionable thing because all the powerful forces of the world were behind the apartheid regime. But they, had to stand up for us. And we appreciate and we see it also still unfolding as we now have normalized our situation, now engaged in a new type of struggle, a struggle against poverty, a struggle against joblessness and against marginalization. And of course, a struggle in trying to make sure that now we unite Africa. We thrive and we occupy the center stage in taking Africa to a higher level of development. We are working together. So it's not about just Nigerians for themselves, but for Africa, especially those countries that still are grappling with conflicts and poverty.
We're going to go on a short break now on the 411 on Vox Africa. Ayanda and I will be right back shortly, yeah?
We'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll be right back, Africa.